Welcome to the Was It Good Though podcast. We'll be bringing raw and unfiltered energy for each movie and TV show that we will be reviewing. Just think of it as turning your movie group chat into a podcast. I am one of your hosts. My name is Jazz.
I am Jason. And man, per usual, I got some house rules I want to run through with you. So let's get started. One, we will be spoiling this review. So if you haven't seen it, you haven't watched it, please stop, go check it out, and then come listen to this review. Number two, please like, share, subscribe. Let your friends know, let your church members know, let your family know what we are doing over here at the Was It Good Though podcast. Number three, have fun. We just kicking shit, having fun with my friends. That's what we do. And last but not least, this is not a kid-friendly podcast. So if you're watching with your kids, that's something on you that has nothing to do with us. Let's get to this review.
Again.
Nah. But good evening, good afternoon, and happy new year. We are here in 2025, Jazz. How you feeling, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Made it through the new year safely. Amen.
Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. But of course, we have guests with us. We got the Brickwall Podcast. How y'all doing today?
I'm good. I'm chilling. Happy New Year to everybody. First and foremost, glad we made it into the next the next decade. I'm gonna call it the next decade, 5 to 15. So glad we made it. Glad we made it out of 24 alive. I'm Dave, and this is
I'm B.
B works very hard behind the scenes, so I start to drag her out into the public eye, everybody.
I thought you was gonna say something, Jazz. No, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all, man. We I know we like to be on the animated tip. So when this came out, I was like, yeah, we gotta get Dave. I think that Dave would be a good one for this. But episode 135, the first of the year, we are going to Sonic 3. The original dropped in 2020. And we've already gotten 3 movies. We got 3 movies. I actually got 3 movies and a TV show from this. So every year they've been working back to back, even through that catastrophic of an animation, which now people are saying they think that was a marketing ploy. Dave, what do you think about that?
So I am in the camp of people who always thought that the original Sonic design was one of 2 things. It was a marketing ploy, or B, a dare from Sega to Paramount to say, go ahead, I dare you to put that out and see what the people are gonna think. And obviously no one liked it, so they said, all right, cool. So Sega said, yeah, pay up, fix it. So that's what I think happened, because there's no way that anybody involved with the Sonic movie would look at that and say, oh yeah, no, that's gonna get people in seats. The beloved character from the 90s and even to this day, that's gonna get everybody in seats, whatever the freak that was. So yeah, I think it was a dare.
Jazz, what was your first experience with Sonic?
The video game or the movie?
The video game, the character. We're just gonna say the character.
I would say when I was younger, I had a cousin that had a Sega because my household was Nintendo. So anytime I went to go visit my cousin, was able to play the game and everything. So I'm more on the Mario side than Sonic, but I was definitely a fan of the video games.
Yeah, I feel that. And B, what about you? What was your experience with Sonic growing up?
Definitely the video game at first, and then in the 90s when the cartoon came out, that we definitely watched that a lot. But yeah, that's where it kind of started, was the video game. We had all the systems, the Genesis, the 64, we had all that. So
yeah. Man, pretty much same. From the video games to the TV shows, I do think Sonic on the Dreamcast is still one of the best video games I've ever played. From beginning to end, I played that, man. You talking about Waterworks, man. That was a great game. Very, very great game. What?
Nothing.
And it kind of and it's almost familiar to how the movies are, where they introduce a new character each movie, adding to the lore each time. Which Sonic has a lot of it. You got the comic books, you got the cartoons, like I said, you got the video games, and it's so deep and rich with so much they can get from it. But from the beginning, I guess not the conception of this trilogy, it's kind of dope how they circle back to the because of course when we open up this movie, we're having a 1 year anniversary of when Sonic first came to Earth. So of course that gives you context of how long what's happened within the first year of Sonic, which of course in the first movie we get introduced to Eggman. We get introduced to Tom and his wife, which is
Ma-
Tika Sumpter's
Maddie.
Maddie. We get introduced to Maddie, and of course, we get Wade Whipple in this. Now, a lot of flack has been given for the human characters in this franchise. Dave, how do you feel about them?
So excluding the first one, because I understand exactly what the first movie needed to be and what it had to be. With the second one, I don't give that human subplot nearly as much flack as everyone else does. I think, and I so hot take, I think it's because I'm black that I don't, because in all honesty, that subplot in the second movie, that was catered to black people. I feel like I don't feel like it was catered to necessarily everybody. I feel like that was the mainstream thing. You had I forgot what was the actress name who played Rachel. I forgot her name.
Natasha
Rothwell.
Rothwell, that's it.
Yeah, so she's a very good actress. I like her. She's funny to me. I do like her in things that I've seen. You had Shamar Moore. He was also in that. So you got those two characters, the wedding subplot. I feel like it was good. Like I like the human characters in the second film. I didn't have a problem with it. It provided much needed comedy that wasn't reliant on Jim Carrey. It gave other people a time to shine, a chance to shine. However, it was very much appreciated that they cut that down in the third one.
I agree.
I feel like they cut it down for a variety of reasons. You had the writer's strike and all that stuff. So of course they probably retooled things to focus more on the animated characters, but I I like it. I like that they were able to scale back and it didn't feel like too much was missing. And even in the second one, it still flowed. Like it flowed better in the second one with the human characters than in this one. And I'm pretty sure we'll get to that later because that's one of my biggest criticisms of the movie is how some things cut away to other things. But I'm pretty sure we'll get there.
So I'm a little bit on the other side of that. I did not like the human characters in part two, like at all. Like that whole I got what they were trying to go to with the whole the marriage part. It tied them back to the family and it allowed them to get back together. But I feel like they could have did it a different way because it was a whole lot of Natasha and Shamar Moore, and I'm just like, it's not Young and the Restless or Insecure. Like I don't want to see they're not giving me what's needed from this. But then also you got Tom and Maddie. They hold, they really don't have an issue or problem within their relationship. It's just like one of the perfect couples where they're just pretty much we're just raising kids at this point in their life. What about you, B? How do you feel about the human interactions in these movies?
I kind of like the human interaction. I think it kind of bridged the gap between childish and more catered towards the adults. So it kind of gave the adults something to look at, but while still catering to children. So I kind of like the human element. I'll be honest with you, I don't even remember the second movie. Like, but I mean, since you're saying like the wedding scene and Shamar Moore in there, okay, I remember now, not necessarily just because it's Shamar Moore, but because
Yes, it is.
it's
Okay.
Safe space.
It's okay.
Safe space.
It's okay. It's okay. He's been that same guy for 20, 30 years, however long.
Yes.
My grandmother was a avid watcher
Mm.
of whatever the one Victor is on. Young and the Restless. She used to love Young and the Restless, so I was there. I seen it, but I looked at him a little bit differently when he was on the Brothers. When I went to go see that at them, like, man, what? Like, this is a completely different nigga from I see on during the week. When I see this, Jazz, what about you? How did you feel? How do you feel about the humans in these movies?
I didn't have an issue with the humans at all. I mean, I can understand why somebody would think you got too much of them in the second one, but I enjoyed it. Um, so and I was actually happy to see Rachel and Randall come back in this one. We didn't get too much of them, but I feel like the 5 minutes that we got of them, Shamar Moore looking good,
Mhm.
Natasha screaming,
That, I
like
do
she
think that
talking to
was a.
Issa. Like you didn't need too much of it,
That man
but
does not age. Okay.
Shamar Moore is not. He's a vampire for real.
Yes,
They just needed to take his shirt off, but it is what it
that
is.
part.
They did in the second movie. I'm glad they put his shirt back on in the third movie. God
Gotta get
damn, we
that
don't
hate
You
out
know,
need.
your
I'm
heart.
starting to think that's why people didn't like the human subplot because he did have his shirt off a lot in the
And
second.
so it just seemed like it's a lot of
Just,
hate
just,
for real.
just throwing baby oil all over his body, man.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
Sonic movie,
Bossy.
brother. We are not
No, we
playing
need that.
volleyball. This is
We
not
like
Top
Exactly.
Gun,
just
dog.
just like B said, we needed something for the adults. And the adult ladies was able to get
They could have,
something.
they could have killed
Right.
some more people. That's for adults too.
No,
Yeah, you got to
no.
take your kids to go see the movie.
Right.
So
That's
it's something for you to
Violence.
see too.
I gotta give them that, though. I gotta give them that because who was gonna take their kids to see the second one? The moms, right?
Right.
This third one was for the dads. The third one was for the dads. This was in there, like that second one was for the moms. It was like, all right, drag your wife to this, drag your girlfriend, and you gonna see tomorrow. I thought we was looking at fuzzy animals. Close your eyes.
So Jazz, of the characters that we've gotten from the Sonic universe so far, who is your favorite and why?
So I would have to say it's Agent Stone. And the reason why I say Agent Stone is because that dedication, that love, and that passion that he has instilled in him is rare. And once you find somebody with that much on those levels, you can't just let them go. You got to give them a shout out after you save the planet. And you let them know before you blow up, if you blew up, that they were really your friend for real. Like he made the perfect drink. Even in their alternate reality with him and his grandpa, he said, "Let me." I mean, he got some. He got hurt a little bit, but I'm gonna say Agent Stone for real.
I appreciate it, Agent Stone, and they do. I also appreciate how they went. Like they gave everybody a story from the beginning, and they pretty much tied them up in this third movie. But I was, with an emotional payoff when it came to it because Robotnik, his whole thing was always friends. What the fuck? Like, why would I want you to say you gotta having friends mean require like commitment and having to do all these different things? Who got time for that? No, I'm doing this without friends. Dave, who is your favorite character?
Um,
Or who is your
let me
favorite character?
let me not be biased. Let me pick a different character.
I
I
took
was gonna say
yours.
Shadow.
But yes, because that's my. But I
You
got.
was gonna say you can know if you say Agent Stone, say Agent Stone because I'm
my
finna
favorite
because
character is Shadow.
okay, yeah.
But I was trying not to because I'm very biased because I've been waiting forever. So that's my favorite Sonic character in general. But
So
in the movies, I gotta say I really do like Tom. I really do like Tom. I think he's a very good mentor for Sonic. And the trajectory that they're taking this movie Sonic, giving him a different story than the game Sonic and everything. He's the most useful human character I've ever seen interact with Sonic. Like I've watched some of Sonic X, I was annoyed by Little Boy. I saw some of the things that happened in Sonic '06, and I do think we should never talk about that again because why was a human woman kissing a hedgehog? Who knows? But I think Tom
Who
really
Framed Roger
instills that.
Rabbit? He had a baddie.
She was a cartoon character though.
Roger was too.
Yeah, but in the
He said
context
that.
of
I
the
mean,
game.
in the Sonic, it was a. I mean,
Maybe the dating pool was just that bad in Toontown.
but yeah, no, I think Tom really does instill a lot of these lessons that if we go further with the Sonic franchise and we get them away from the human character and just go full on, just the animals and they transfer it to animation, I feel like we can look back on these movies and say, wow, Tom taught him that. he learned these things from Tom. He learned how to be a hero from the lessons that Tom gave him. He had a family and all that stuff. So I like Tom. I do like that addition to the lore.
What about you? Who is your favorite? Who is your favorite character in this franchise so far?
Definitely Tails. I was so
Aw.
excited when he came out in the beginning of the first movie. I played Tails when I played the video game. He's just so cute, and he's like the perfect little sidekick. Everything he needs in his backpack. It's always going to be Tails.
Yeah, I like Tails too. I want to like Knuckles the most. Like Knuckles on that in that second movie, he came in it super hard, super gangster. He was like, "Nah, Sonic, I got you, bro. Chill out with all that. I'm finna get on your ass." So I appreciate Knuckles a lot. His show was actually pretty dope. He had a pretty good show, and they give him his backstory. You didn't like the show? No? You
It was called Knuckles, and Knuckles is in there for about a total of 25 minutes.
can-
6 episodes
It
long.
was. It was about it did feel more about Wade Whipple and his whole scenario and Kid Cudi. I don't know. They just randomly stick Kid Cudi in movies you just don't even know, or TV shows. It's just like, damn, he's in House Party. Damn, that's Kid Cudi. I'm watching what's the movie Jazz with The Trap. I'm watching The Trap. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
that
he
Kid
was just randomly in there with a
Yeah,
wig.
Flirting with the dad.
he was pulling the Glenda to my.
Jason is fresh off of watching Wicked.
Hold on.
That's
Oh shoot! Shout out to Cuddy though, but damn, like he do randomly show up places. I'm not gonna hold you, because like yeah.
In House Party, he was just a random guy at the Illuminati party that helped him, like to escort them through the Illuminati. I'm like, bro, what? Why is Kid Cudi here?
I'm not gonna lie. I like him in front of the camera though. I'm
Kid
always
Cudi?
yeah.
I think he does a great job. Like if Kid Cudi is in the movie or the show, he's going to make some noise. So I appreciate that he's a scene stealer.
Absolutely.
Uh, but I kind of like what you were saying though, Dave, as far as with the theme of because each movie has a theme. Which of course I want to say the first one. I think the first one was about family more so, because it was just saying how Sonic never had that. He always wanted it, and it just went from him not being able to receive a high five is what pissed him off so much, but he just went super speed, blew up that little town they were in, and that's what caused all the commotion. And then him becoming a friend was a thing, and then of course in this one, I think what's the biggest lesson was just how to deal with your grief, or where does grief go and how do you deal with it? Because you do see how Sonic dealt with his situation, but you see how Shadow had to deal with his, which was a little bit different compared. But of course, the parallel between their two stories, I felt was amazing in how they actually told it. And I'm gonna start with you, Dave. How did you feel about the portrayal of Shadow? Because I'm getting a lot of mixed stories. I know you said that's your favorite character, but how do you feel about the portrayal of this character? What's the justice given to this man? And do you think we will see Shadow in the future?
Okay. So first and foremost, I think that Shadow was done excellently. Like in the word, I think that it was a very excellent portrayal. His origin for the movies, I accept that, because, and I'm not even like a smidget upset about it, because his origin in the games is just so much more complex and darker, and we already have enough darkness with his story as it is right now. With him being because in the games, Maria was actually sick. They were in space. She was sick, could never go to Earth until she was cured. Shadow was created by Robotnik to be the cure for the ultimate life form, to be a cure. There was involvement from aliens named the Black Doom, and there's just so much of that. This movie definitely simplified it to where, it doesn't make sense for them to be in space. So they're on Earth. It doesn't make sense for Maria to be sick. I mean, they could have, but she didn't need to be sick. She just needed to have that relationship with Shadow. They set up a lot of things for Shadow in this movie, where, it's a meteor came from space, and it was just this hedgehog in here, and we consider him the ultimate life form, or whatever the case may be. okay, where did he come from? What was that meteor? Why was it a meteor? Why wasn't Sonic attached to a meteor? You can make his origin story cater more towards the games in that sense. Um, but yeah, I think everything they did with Shadow was very, very good. I have no complaints. I think that, you know, minus Maria not getting shot, I mean, we got to take our L's where we can take them. But you know, she still died, and that was very important um, to Shadow's story and Shadow's evolution as a character. Um, and they hit the same beats, especially as someone who played his debut game, Sonic Adventure 2. I never beat the game completely, but I've seen all the
You didn't?
cutscenes. No, it was back when I was an inexperienced gamer, and you know,
Inexperienced. What is
wasn't
that? What are those? What is an inexperienced gamer?
when you don't
Talk your
know
shit.
the sweet victory, what
That
it means
was-
to beat a game.
Look, man, I think I got my ass I got my ass kicked by a lot of older people when I played games. So I learned quick and how to get good at them, and I got great at them. So yeah, no. Me and my cousin was just talking about that. He was just saying how the kids today, I'm like I said, because we not going in there trying to demolish them on these games. We allowing them to play, you know, kind of walking them through different things, and they on YouTube watching walkthroughs the entire time, which is, you know, they be cheating the system big time. Which we had books back.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Back in
mean,
the day,
yeah.
we had to read for that information. We had to really
Exactly.
work.
Exactly. And we wasn't watching nobody play it before us. We in there by ourselves. Like, we don't know what's happening.
Right. Look, you want to find information, get in the book. Yeah,
It's
you want
always in the book.
always in the book.
I had Zelda
76.
and Super Mario books. I had both of those because I was just like, I don't know how I'm gonna beat these.
Yeah,
Good times.
if I had the book for Sonic 2, I probably would have beat it. But yeah, it did. This movie did him very much justice, and they did a lot of nods to his, like the Bio Lizard. They did a really cool nod to that in the movie. It was just, I thought everything about his story was very, very well done. As for of course he's gonna show up in the future. Like that post credit scene wasn't just for nothing. So
Yeah.
the question isn't if, it's when. So I know that Sonic 4 is planned for 2027. I'm thinking we're getting either a Shadow series or
I think it's
I
gonna
don't
be
want
another
a Shadow movie.
It's gonna be another TV show before they get to the next movie for sure.
I think so, and I think it should be Shadow. There's a lot of people it could be, and there's a few things that I know about certain characters that could be getting a debut soon. But I think that Shadow, although a lot of people say he'll be best served in a movie, I feel like a TV show would do it better because you can flesh out a lot more of his story, especially with Black Doom and the other aliens and stuff like that. I definitely feel like a TV show would serve it better. So I think he's definitely gonna be back. Shadow's definitely coming back.
So I have a question on that because we're seeing how you have movies having spin-off into TV shows and then coming back, like the Batman with the Penguin and then Sonic with Knuckles. Do you think with movies, bigger studios will start implementing that, especially when they're having these 2 to 3 year gaps in between projects? Like, do y'all think they're gonna probably start giving us more shows as a spinoff since it doesn't take as long to wait for the big blockbuster movies?
I hope so.
I think they should. That'll be the best use of streaming services yet because like
it would be, and I feel like Paramount is one of the ones that's doing it the best at that. Like as far as like bridging it. Now you do have Batman and Gotham. I mean Batman and Penguin,
Right.
but you know, Ninja Turtles, they did their movie, and then they had
That's
the
another
TV show
one.
that came out, and that TV show was amazing from the
It was.
beginning to the end. I was like, bro, how are they even writing this right now? Like just seeing how they wrote it, and it's them BSing, but then it's a real story that you're seeing, even though the person that's talking to like, bro, that's not what happened, dog. Let me
Right.
tell it how. But you just see different perspective, but then you see the lessons that they're learning within it. So when they get to Shredder, whenever their number 2 movie come, you're gonna be like, oh my God. But just like that stuff is a part of their story. You see, I think Paw Patrols, they did it. I looked up on there. Every one of them damn Paw Patrols got their own TV show, and I had no idea about that. But you got the movie, then you got the Mighty Paw Patrols, huh?
I didn't know they had their own spinoffs either.
I didn't. Now every Sky got one, Robo
Yeah.
got one,
I know
Ryder.
that.
hold on now.
Yeah, I didn't know. Well, I don't
I
watch it
have
either.
to say, as someone who's been in the recent child zeitgeist over the past 6 years or longer,
Mm.
um, I can say that Paw Patrol has had many shows. And to the point where I thought the Mighty movie, sidebar real quick, I feel like the Mighty movie was a blatant fuck you to the whole entire season of Paw Patrol that was nothing but them being the Mighty Pups. And then the movie comes out and says, no, 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 that never happened. I felt the way about that. I felt personally attacked because I liked that season of Paw Patrol. I mean, this is so cool. It's no, it never happened. This is what happened.
I mean, sometimes they got it. Sometimes they be like, you know what? Now we gonna simplify for everybody that ain't seen it because everybody. I didn't know about all them TV shows. I just seen. I seen. Well, you want to watch a certain one? I'm like, well, you want what? I turned it on, and that's what it was. I'm like, bro, I ain't never. What your brother have a TV show? Never seen. What is this? But that was dope. But I would like to see more TV shows like Bridge if they can. Like I say, if they can afford it. Because I don't, something weird is going on with streaming right now. Like you just see like different stuff being taken off for different things being added. I think I was talking about Paramount. A lot of Taylor Sheridan original stuff is on there. And Yellowstone was one of the biggest ones that was on Paramount. And Yellowstone is no longer on Paramount. It's on Peacock. But I'm like, what? I'm like, that was weird to see. I'm like, we in the middle of the season. How does everything move from one to the next? And I'm like,
it really caught me when Max took off Teen Titans Go. That was the shock of the week.
Yeah.
They just took off
Static Shock too.
Static Shock got removed off of there.
But then it makes you think like a lot of people depend on streaming for a lot of this old content to where nobody's buying like DVDs and stuff anymore. That's why when Batman animated series was on sale during the holidays, I scooped that. Got the whole complete season just in case Max want to take it off.
That was a good take. That was good. I'm
excited.
about to get back in the physical medium myself because I can't take this not being able to find anything anywhere. So
yeah, it's kind of weird with how it's going or how they're going about it. But I mean, it is what it is. But of course, like I said, getting back into the movie. Like I said, we were talking about it was Sonic's first Earth Day, and they sent, they Gun pulls up and they take Sonic to Japan to go deal with John Wick Sonic. So of course you kind of see Jazz, what did you think about Keanu Reeves' voice acting? Which it was kind of foreshadowed in the first movie, because the first thing when he used to sneak and peep on Tom, they're watching.
It was Speed.
They were watching Speed, and it was
Loved
like, oh
it.
my god, he loved Keanu, so it was dope. They were able to get him in this movie.
Yeah, I don't think he tried very hard. I think he just was like, let me go read my lines and let me just go ahead and do what I need to do. I mean, I just loved how they had Shadow looking so much. The voice acting was just like, okay. Like, Keanu just went in there recording his lines.
Have you ever watched any of the animated Shadow stuff?
No.
It's similar. It's not too. He's never like over the top with anything. Sonic is always the super animated person. Now Knuckles, they did Drax Knuckles up in these movies. They Draxing him up with super literal on everything that gets said. He's just like, bro, why is he so overly aggressive like this? He ain't, you know what I'm saying? He's super machismo, but like Shadow, I do think I just feel like Keanu.
So you think he went in there and just recorded his lines too? You just basically said the same thing I did.
I don't.
Is it Bill and Ted? Just you think he was in there with a gun reading lines?
I think that
with a dog beside him, channeling the witch.
Look at the dog. I feel the pain.
Maria, dog.
That's what he watched his own movie to prepare for his future movie.
So no, I don't think Keanu did a bad job though. I was impressed because I thought that he would have, to your credit, I thought that he would have went in there and just like, especially with the behind the scenes and the couple of clips before the movie that was released, he was just like, you look like a colorful punch. I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna Keanu this one up. He's not even gonna, does he even care? But then I had to think about Duke Kaboom. And when I thought about Duke Kaboom from Toy Story 4, who was also voiced by Keanu Reeves, right? When I thought about him, I said, wait a minute. Keanu Reeves might have this in the bag, though. He might have this in the bag. He at least do a lot better than he did with Bill and Ted sequel. At least, he might have this. And I think he did good. I think he brought he brought a lot of emotion. He brought a lot of, I've never heard Keanu read certain lines like that. Like, especially when Shadow was taunting Sonic, just like, you left your friends. He's like, like, what was his name?
He was
Sonic?
he was getting on his ass then. But I do appreciate them allowing Sonic to have hands in these series. Because Sonic, when he finally lock in, that nigga Sonic he be throwing them hands because he will Knuckles' ass like that up under them tunnels that time when Knuckles kept whooping them. I said, damn, hold on, he actually got hands for real.
Yo, that was my favorite. I saw that. I couldn't believe it. I said, they gave Sonic hands. Like, they gave my boy the hands. Loved it. Loved it. Yeah, I don't think Keanu was bad.
I don't think he was horrible, but I do have a question. I should have asked this earlier. But I mean, since we're talking about a speedster, what is y'all's favorite speedster moment? It doesn't have to be Sonic, but just a speedster moment that you've seen in a movie. I don't know. Did he have a speedster moment in this one? Like I don't think he really had one in this one. Yeah, and I don't think in 3 they really gave him that freeze frame. I enjoyed the one in number 2. No, the first one when he was in the bar. I appreciate the one when he was in the bar and he had his moment. He stopped the bikers from beating up him and Tom. I appreciated that one.
So this is just in relation to the Sonic movies, or
it does not. You can do any. That's why I say any of your favorite speedster moments since we're speaking about speedsters.
Okay. Mine has to be Zack Snyder's Justice League with the Flash. When he went back in time and they showed all those visuals like that. That's my favorite speedster moment. I mean, well, it's between that and then the actual Flash movie where he was saving everybody when they were falling out of the building. Those are my two favorites. Like, those are kind of neck and neck for me.
I'm shocked you went that way with the. I didn't think anybody would go with that with Flash. I'm being honest with you. B, did you have one?
So mine would have to be X-Men when he was running around saving everybody and throwing people out the windows, and then he grabbed the dog, took a bite of the pizza, and then kept going anyway. So there was that one, and then I do like in The Boys when he smacked into the girl and she just went everywhere.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
You know what the fuck happened when that happened?
It's just like
one minute next thing you see something spray on his face, like, what was that?
It was her.
And that opened up a new show, and you just sitting there like, what did I just watch?
I think the one in Invincible is real good too, where he does a little speedster moment. He was like, nah, you got me fucked up, and he punched him. I was like, oh yeah, nah. Dude, that speedster shit ain't it. What about you, Jazz? What's your favorite?
I have a few. The X-Men one, that was definitely a good one. But I'm gonna say in Eternals, when they was both fighting. That's probably
Eternals love.
That's just a little bit. It still should have been a show and not a movie. But I'm gonna say that speedster scene was fire.
Dave, are you upset or you got indigestion?
I think Dave is an Eternals fan.
No, I am, and I forgot. I'm so mad I forgot about that.
I guess you're a fake fan.
Best. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're a fake fan.
Because that's actually the best speedster scene ever. Like, I don't like. Oh God! Like because they didn't have to slow anything down. They didn't have to like do any all they did was just show her running, just raw speed, and then just God damn.
It was dope.
Damn, that was incredible, man. And that made that's probably why I don't remember, because I blocked it out because I got mad because Justice League was so trash. And I said, how did Marvel just do a better Justice fight than the fucking Justice League? Like, that's all that fight was. All right, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I gotta agree with Jazz. Then I gotta agree with Jazz.
Let me see. Boom. All right. So next question. So of course, with this being an adapted video game, I did want to get into our favorite games that have been adapted into either TV shows or a movie. I do want to put that caveat because there are TV shows that get adapted as well. Well, movies that get not movies, but games that get adapted into TV shows as well. Jazz, I'm gonna start with you.
I'm gonna say Resident Evil.
Nigga.
Right. You saw me put that shit in my mouth. I'm gonna say Resident Evil.
You better handle it.
I thought it. I'm gonna say Mortal Kombat. And I'm gonna say Super Mario.
Okay. Dave, what about you?
I will say The Last of Us. Detective Pikachu. And this third one was kind of tough for me to really think about, but I think I gotta throw the Super Mario Brothers movie, the newer one, the animated one.
You want to fill in the 90s one?
Right, like that sounds like some hate.
Where I was it?
Nah. The newer one, for all intents and purposes, was
Jason.
It was a love letter for Nintendo.
Get him out of here, Jason.
I like the love letter it was for Nintendo.
Dave, get out of here, B.
Come on, man.
Like, what are you doing?
They said you're done.
Oh man.
So that mine were Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and Super Mario. All the 90s ones, because the new ones that they have out.
Street Fighter was.
Street Fighter.
Do you think they should get us another Street Fighter movie?
They should. I think they should.
I feel like
let them nail down Mortal Kombat 2 first.
I think, but
I know they're two different things.
They're two different entities. I feel like if you did it, you could. I mean, because it wouldn't be hard to make a modern Street Fighter. I don't feel like it's just a. It could be a cop movie. It could just be a cop movie, and they all on the journey to go stop this one person, not working together, but just different things intertwined and where they end up coming together or something like that. And it could be a thing of, but they still don't mess with each other. It can be, I got to stop you from being able to do that because you may kill them or whatever the story could be. But I think that would be an easier one than Mortal Kombat, in my personal opinion. Although the writers for the video games could write a goddamn Mortal Kombat movie. They just got to follow the goddamn recipe. It's not.
All right, Jason. We know. You're right. But I was going to say, I know The Rock going to try to get in on Street Fighter.
So, look here. For what? It's who? It's what?
Right.
I will boycott. Nah, we don't need no Mortal Kombat movie then. No Street Fighter movie then. We don't need that. We don't need that.
You know, with The Rock, Bautista, and you're going to get, oh God, what's the other one that's in the Fast and the Furious?
Vin Diesel?
No. He probably gonna try to join too. But his brother that was in that movie. What was the wrestler's name? I can't think of it right now.
John Cena?
Yes.
Man, look, man, if they let what's the
who
nigga?
would they play?
If they play James, if James Gunn did it, I might sign on for it.
Jason Momoa gonna be in there. Jason Momoa, he's definitely gonna be in there.
He could be Zangief. He could be Zen. You know what? Let's fan. You know what? Fuck it. Let's fan cast. Dave, who you got as Ken in a modern day Street Fighter movie?
Oh, no. You know what?
Just help him out.
Everybody off. I'm gonna say Chris Pratt.
Oh,
why you do that?
Actually, that might not be bad.
The guy from Fallout, Ryan Gosling was right there.
I mean, that's cool, but Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt, I don't need Chris Pratt and shit else. He's already Star-Lord, Garfield, Mario. Goddamn, he's beating up dinosaurs.
Oh, I got one for you. Old dude that was in that played Elvis. I can't think of his name.
Austin Butler.
He could be Ken.
I like that. I'm not mad at that. He got some good hands. He had some fire hands and
no pause, huh?
What's the
He got the fire hand.
Instead of with his whole chest.
Yeah, he beat it good. Get the fuck out of here.
That is gonna be the clip for this episode. Welcome to 2025, ladies and gentlemen.
So if he's Ken, who gonna be Guile?
So could Taron Egerton from Kingsman, could he possibly play either one of those roles or anything in that movie?
Like I love Taron, but I don't like Taron for that. I love Taron, but I don't love Taron for that. I think he's a little too small. In my mind, I think he's too small for that role, in my opinion. I don't think I want to see him.
I will give a hot take right now, though. I'm not that big of a Street Fighter fan. I cannot get the controls, and it bugs me every time.
I think this is like it's a good one. It's a good one, man. I had one of they tapes, the animated tapes when I was a kid, man. It's that fight between Chun Li and Vega, man. That's a classic fight if you've never seen it. How that went down, that shit was kind of crazy. Talking about somebody being a pretty boy, and I was like, man, they got like pretty Freddy Krueger. This nigga is crazy.
I used to always pick him. That's where it probably started. Oh my God.
So do y'all think that, especially given the fact that they just released that animated Lord of the Rings movie that they admitted was a cash grab, but still looked pretty on screen, do you think that a Street Fighter movie would serve better as an animated film as opposed to live action?
If they doing like those Mortal Kombat movies that WB's been putting out, yeah, I do.
Yes. I definitely think animated would be really dope. And you could do a lot more with it.
Like TV animated too, I think will be better.
I see something like that. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, these are movies that they keep getting made, but they should be TV shows because there's so much lore, so much story they can do. And I do think it'll benefit more. If they did a TV
one of those
show.
was adapted into a TV show. It's like
Mortal Kombat got one in the 90s.
A B-rated TV show. Yeah, I was watching it recently.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
I want to say.
Is it the one with the guy from Why Did I Get Married? It's Jax. Not that one, is it?
Well, that's a YouTube series.
No. Was it on YouTube?
There's a YouTube series, but it's a live action. But Mortal Kombat had a 90s animated cartoon.
I remember that, but Street Fighter. She's talking about live action though, because there's a Street Fighter cartoon as well. If we go on that route, but the live action was the one with
John
plays
Michael
Black Dynamite.
White.
Michael Jai White. Yes, him. He plays Jackson. He's a cop. He's following the death of Johnny Cage, which they like killing that nigga.
He got his ad. Look, his death in that web series was better. Was better than his death in part 2. Like that was a fight. Gosh.
That's what I'm saying. It's stuff like that, man.
How do y'all feel about the introduction of this movie, of when you got Shadow coming out, busting out of his capsule? Because I definitely wanted to talk about that, because like when I saw this in theaters, I was blown away. I was just like, damn, these visuals look great. Just seeing him got his all his bling on.
I think it went the way it should have gone. With him, I think each outside, I think Sonic 1, of course, you're getting like they land. Well, when Sonic comes on, it's the end of the movie, what you're actually seeing. So it is a lot of a big pow in your face type of thing. But as far as we had just Shadow showing that, I do think it establishes his dominance in the film. It just shows you how different he is from what we've been following the first 2 films, if you're unfamiliar with it. Which I don't. That nigga can teleport. And then got speed. And can skate. I don't.
Left kick.
Where did he get this motorcycle from?
Man, who knows?
He stole that.
Sometimes
it looks fire.
You got to take the things that we love in the games and just toss them in there with no explanation. But
I'm here for it.
No, I loved him on the motorcycle. I loved him with I couldn't breathe with the gun. I loved him with the gun, shooting the gun, everything. So there were a lot of references to the games in this too, honestly, from intros to screen grabs. It's so many references. I plagued B with so much Sonic lore and knowledge before we saw this movie.
Yes.
And so she was able to pick these things out too.
And I
But
picked out something that you didn't see.
you did.
The Back to the Future reference when he was speeding and he crashed and he said 1.21 gigawatts. I was excited.
What?
There's a lot, but no, okay.
I
So
can't believe I
this
missed
is
that. I love
this
Back
is
to
a
the
now
Future.
this is a movie TV show nerds like field day
For
with
sure.
this movie because just like the stuff they sprinkle and they throw in there, like the one, like I said, at the end when of course the end credit. What?
I was like, don't
Don't
say my
what?
favorite. Don't say the one I want to say. But go ahead.
Go,
No,
you
no,
got
no.
it. You got it. I'm gonna
No,
let
it's
you.
not the
I'm gonna
same
let
one.
you. Oh, it's not. You sure?
I hope not. We about to find
Like I
out.
said, go ahead. Go ahead.
It was when they were putting the USB in, and he was just like, take it out and blow it. And Knuckles was like, that's not gonna work. They put it in. It's just like what you do with a Nintendo 64 when the game ain't
Yeah.
working.
What you did with the old cartridges. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was that was definitely a good one.
Yeah, that was
That
a
was
not
good.
not that one. It was
That's what
actually
I
The Wire.
said.
I know I said, but it was The Wire. When he said, "When you come at the king, you better not miss." And that was just dope when he said that to Meta's son.
Oh, he
Yeah,
said, if you're gonna come at the fastest creature in the universe, you
you
better
can't
not
miss.
miss.
Yeah.
That's
So it's like you just have
that's cool.
yeah. So it's a lot of little like Easter eggs and things in here, like from different movies and stuff they sprinkle. It kind of goes from that through all the movies. But this one was real heavy with those different references and things that was going. But what did y'all think about how I guess Sonic's and this one is about I guess it was one about grief, but it was also about choices and the choices that we make and how they can affect everything else. Jazz, what did you think about Sonic and his choices or choice making in this film?
Um, I appreciate how Sonic was able to remember that experience with Tom, not the lungs, but the heart. And he was able to bring that back up with everything going on between him and Shadow because he, at this point, he doesn't know that Tom is alive. Last time he saw Shadow knocked him out. So he's just going off of rage. And with him having the emerald powers within him, he's just like, I'm about to go ahead and just take him completely out. But he was able to remember those lessons that Tom told him. And Shadow's just like, nah, just take me out. He's like, nah, I can't. Rage and pain has fueled me. And he's like, this ain't me. It's just like when you're in a situation, you're just like, you know what? Let me get off that ledge. This ain't me. I'm too wholesome for that. Sonic had one of those moments. And I love that for him.
You think Tom should have died?
Yes. Yes.
But if Tom would have
He's old.
died, how do you think that would have affected Sonic?
That it would have still been an obstacle for him to get over.
So you think that
it would have taught him a lesson of it would have taught him a different lesson about grief, right? Like because he was already just concerned that the idea that Tom wasn't gonna make it.
He already had grief when he lost the owl.
exactly? Why do y'all want him to
He need
grieve
no
so
more grief.
bad?
That's the problem with the Fast and the Furious movies. Kill these people. You can't just keep building up the friendship if niggas not dying. Niggas die.
People die in Sonic.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody coming back to life in Sonic like it is in the Fast franchise. They won't kill nobody off except for, well, they'll bring you back, but they won't kill off somebody who's like gone. They got to get it together. But all right,
well, they did kill the director. They did kill that old guy, the director of Gun. They did kill him, and which was honestly the funniest death scene I've ever seen
Did he die?
who?
Yeah, he died.
Yeah,
he laid there.
Officer Walters.
Yeah, he's like
Sergeant Walters.
Oh yeah, he's like, take the key.
Take the key.
That was dramatic
he died
as hell.
Worse than the king in Shrek 3. When he just kept
Can you imagine him calling his family like, yes, like such and such is dead? Where'd he die at? In that little kitty place? That's crazy.
He was in the Japanese Chuck E. Cheese. You know what I'm saying? He was up in there. But yeah, I don't know. Tom. He would have died. It would just been Tika and the family at that point.
She would have been a single mother. Why do you want that black woman as a single mother? No.
Hmm.
Here go Jason.
Messy.
She get her a black man.
You know what I'm saying?
you
They can slide somebody else on up in there.
Yeah, I mean, bring Marlon Wayans in there. You know what I'm saying? Bring a different flavor to Sonic franchise.
Imagine Sonic with Marlon Wayans. That'd be some wild shit.
He'll probably have a great value Sonic when Scary Movie 6 drop.
I see that.
They gonna bring ugly Sonic back. He be making appearances still.
Nah, that would be fire.
Ugly Sonic in the Chip and Dale movie was the funniest thing I ever saw that year. I don't know if y'all saw that, but I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, it's fun when they get in on stuff like that, man. Shoot. And like I said, we talked about Eggman, him not wanting friends, not longing for anything, but then it comes out he's been longing for family the entire time. And then he gets introduced to his grandpappy that he hadn't seen. But what did you think about Jim Carrey double role that he made sure we knew he was playing both roles and he only got paid one check?
I love that part in the movie when they said it's like we're the same person, or it's two different characters being played by the same person or something like that. That was my favorite part of that. I don't know. I thought him playing against himself, it brought like a different dynamic because I guess it's like having a conversation with your alter ego.
Mhm.
So I liked it. I like that part.
Got you. So, new question. What is your favorite Jim Carrey's character?
Character, not
Yeah,
movie.
his favorite.
Favorite
It's I bet the characters in the movie. You're not just for the name. I mean, unless you go to
The characters
In Living
in the
Colors.
movie.
Unless you go to
my
In Living
favorite
Colors.
Jim Carrey character is Fire Marshal Bill, and it always will be because it was so raw and so funny, and that's how I was introduced to Jim Carrey.
I like it. I like it. What about you, Dave?
It's between the Vanilla Ice that he did on In Living Color and and the Grinch.
Huh?
It's between those two.
It's been like a large toll of people. Like I get like the Grinch is now their favorite. Unless I was just missing it. I seen a lot of people this year like really into the Grinch, and I was like, I had never heard this before. Like it's like a like overwhelming praise for that movie.
It's a cult. It's a cult.
Man,
It wasn't
it's
that bad. To Jason's credit, it wasn't that bad before this year.
I don't know what I was like. Damn, what was it? Y'all like the mean one or something? Like, what's it? Why everybody so deep on this?
It's a cult
Because
out there.
nobody wanted to buy presents. You want to traumatize these kids, please.
So everybody turned into Grinches. Hold on, let me see. Jazz, what about you? Your favorite character? You knew I was going to ask you for you to take this sip.
I'm going to say it's between his character from Me, Myself, and Irene, and when he was the Riddler in Batman Forever.
You fucking kidding me? You gotta be fucking joking. She gotta be fucking joking. There's no way. There's no way.
What is yours?
My favorite gotta be Ace Ventura.
That's a good one.
Cause that shit,
That's on my list.
man. Cause I hate this nigga. Somebody Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is fake. When I was a kid, I never understood them. Like, oh shit, oh shit. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. Also, honorable mention, Cable Guy. I really enjoy him in that movie as well.
Oh man,
He was out of
about
fucking
Cable
control.
Guy.
Cable Guy's an amazing movie. First of all,
Mm-hmm. And again, he just wanted a friend in any way possible.
He's got a good catalog. I
he
say
does.
like
Jim Carrey.
Bruce Almighty.
Mhm.
Folks weren't in outrage that God was black when that movie came out. They didn't even
You
have
said
an
they
issue.
were?
They weren't.
Oh, they weren't.
That Morgan Freeman was God in that
It was
movie.
Morgan Freeman. He could come down tomorrow and say, I really was God.
Yeah, and we'd all believe it. We would all believe it. All he'd have to do is float. Literally float.
The whole time.
He's bald right now. He can rock a
Yeah.
white. He got to dress like Eddie Murphy and Holy Man and float. That's all Morgan Freeman has to do, and then say, "I am God," and I promise you, everyone will believe it. Makes sense. Morgan Freeman, I'm God. This entire time.
He been old his whole life.
Yes.
Godly.
Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. You gotta, yes.
But you gotta stay old. Is that what you about to say?
I mean, if you start, unless he's Benjamin Button, that's a rare case. Everybody don't get them. But a video game that you want adapted, which I didn't mention mine. The ones that I like or enjoy was Last of Us, Fallout. I've never played the game, but Fallout is a great TV show. Real good. And then I guess the last one. Shockingly, I guess I'm gonna go Doom. I enjoyed the Doom movie with The Rock in it.
That was a good.
It was actually pretty solid. A solid slasher. That's when The Rock was still kind of,
a normal size human being,
a normal size person, but
his head didn't look like a muscle.
He was okay to die in TV. Like, now you can't kill him. Back then you can kill him. Now you got something to say. It is. It is. It's gonna always be hate. Don't be real. Like, die. Like, come on, die in these things. Like, don't just.
The thing is, The Rock don't even have abs no more. It's just like there's nothing appealing about his overly muscular body. Like, his head is a muscle. Like,
is this the energy y'all gonna have this year? Because the year just started.
I watched the movie Walking Tall the other day with The Rock, and
why would you do that?
Because 20 and 24, I was trying to get that review in real quick, didn't make it. But I'm watching the movie the whole time. I'm like, man, look at that regular size Dwayne Johnson over there. And then I looked at a picture of him. I said, yo, that head is 1,000,000% muscle.
It's always looked like that.
Yeah.
It's called makeup.
Yeah,
no, his head ain't always been that muscly.
Look at you look at Jumanji. Pause. If you look at Jumanji, he do look a little different. Like, look at Jumanji and look at Walking Tall or the Fairy movie, Fairy Godmother, or whatever that movie was. Like,
I thought
he
looked
like he had hair. That was the difference.
And The Rock is the only person that went from no hair to slick hair to Johnny Bravo hair to nigga hair to back to no hair.
You know what I hear? Hate. This is crazy. You gotta get that hate out your heart, like Sonic did.
You like The Rock like that? That's what you're trying to tell me?
When I was younger, when I watched wrestling, I was definitely a Rock fan.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
You look like you look like your nickname was Rock growing up.
Oh shit. Wait.
All right, Jason. This is what we doing. All right. I got a joke after we finish recording. Jason be showing up on Mad TV and got all the jokes.
No.
Rock can't rock bottom.
What's your twin name?
Who?
From Mad TV. What's your twin name? You don't know? Oh, I'll look it up. I'll look it up. You see it? It's coming now, right? That's Jason's twin. It's crazy. Let me go ahead. I feel like you showed up on the timeline recently.
Oh, no. Lord. So one thing I do wish the Sonic movies, we're going back to the movie here. I do wish they would have stayed with the crazy Carl jokes. They just kind of played it like in the one movie, but they kept going back to the coffee joke. And they kept going back to the guacamole joke. Though I'm like kind of like, I get it, but like I think the crazy Carl being like Crocker from the Fairly Odd Parents, like trying to see if he's seen Sonic, I think that would have been like a dope thing to keep going with in the stories. Just personal opinion. When I was
so you didn't like Revenge Guac.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, so when I seen the movie, I didn't rewatch the other ones. I was like, why is there so much emphasis on this guacamole? And then you go back and watch it, like, oh shit, Sonic just liked the word, so that's why they kept going with it. So yeah, that was dope. Them doing that. But of course, we got, the Dragon Ball Z love shown in this, of course, behind Jazz. We got the Supersonic, which I felt like that was a really dope moment. When I first seen that in Sonic, the video, I was like, man, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, I never completed any of the Sonic games on Sega. Now, them, I never completed. I never got to the end to know what happens in them. But when I got Dreamcast, and I was going through it, I got to see what Super Sonic looked like. Then I got on Sonic 2 and I got to see what Super Shadow looks like. There may be a different word for that. Is there a different word for shadows?
No, it's the same. Okay. Super Shadow.
Which of course in this one, Maddie's theme in the beginning was to go ahead and use the gym now, just crash through all this shit and we can figure it out. But they was like, nah, we're not using that. We're choosing not to do that. And then Knuckles, he stepped to him because he said he wanted to use a Master Emerald, which he did. Then we got, of course, Supersonic in this film, as we did in number 2. But we also got Super Shadow. B, how did you feel about when Sonic chose to use this Master Emerald?
I feel like he was at his last resort, and he was just so angry. He wanted to go against everything, even the pact that they made to not use the emerald. And he's just like, I'm doing whatever I got to do to make sure he gets taken out. Now, the scene when he does it, I was actually like amazed at the colors and the visuals when his colors start changing and his cowl. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah. What about you, Dave?
Where do I start?
Dave cried. Dave was in the theater crying.
That was amazing. It wasn't until I saw it the second time now I really paid attention. They fought through continents. Oh my God, he uppercutted him to the moon. They played Live and Learn. Oh God, damn, that shit was incredible. Like, it was incredible because I knew it's something that I knew was gonna happen. I'm like, come on, obviously they're gonna both go super, but the way in which it happened, even in Sonic taking the emerald was so. For his story arc was so justified because, it was something that, it was something that he needed to do. That was the only way he felt he was going to beat Shadow. And story-wise, it makes sense because how else were we going to get Super Sonic and Super Shadow when we didn't set up the proper lore for the Chaos Emeralds and the Master Emerald, which is fine. But all in all, though, I thought that was some of the best. That was the best adrenaline rush I could have got at the end of the year. I absolutely loved every second of that. Every second. It was great. It was immaculate. Chef's kiss.
Yeah. I definitely think that scene, I was just like, oh, they about to get down. And then it reminded me of the Infinity Stones. Like when they came out and then they both pretty much went in to get them. And I was just like, oh, shit. And I'm glad it seemed like this scene, like you got a lot of it. Because sometimes in certain movies, you get big battles and you just like 30 seconds and it's done. It's just like, wait, we built up to y'all fighting and we ain't even get much. But I feel like between these two, we definitely got a lot. And the visuals, like y'all said, to piggyback off of that was beautiful. So I'm glad I was able to experience this movie in theaters. I didn't see the first two in theaters. So I was just like watching this. I was blown away. Whatever, Jason. How did you feel?
I get it. Because Sonic 2, I cried. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, these niggas were super.
You cry every other movie.
You know what? You know what I didn't? You know what I didn't cry in? Wicked. I didn't cry watching Wicked, and I wanted to.
Who did?
A lot of people did. Everybody was somebody were crying watching Wicked. I'm like, yeah.
For real?
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, I guess all them people just backstabbed her, or you found out the truth. Yeah, I don't know. I ain't shed no tear for Wicked, but that was good.
I mean, I get. I mean, I get the themes, like the different themes that they have in between Elfie, because I don't Elphaba. Is that how you say? That's how you say the name? Elphaba.
How did you feel about this fight scene?
Oh, my bad. You're right. It's specific point too. But how did I feel about the fight scene? Hands was thrown. I appreciate when
Mm-hmm.
you can. It's kind of like the Superman effect to a certain extent. Like when you have those super powerful people, they can, or Dragon Ball Z. You can go Dragon Ball Z. They can go to these different realms or different universes or different planets, and it's because it explained well because who they are and how they can maneuver through things. So it's dope seeing them be able to break different realms and go through different realities and fighting on these different. It's like, oh hell yeah, hell yeah. But then him just being able to, I guess he overpowered Shadow because at that point, if Shadow was like, man, fuck it, take me out. He was like, man, nah, I can't. He started thinking about Long Claw, Tom, and all these different moments, and he gave him a Vin Diesel talk
Family.
on the
All about
on the
family.
moon. He gave him a Vin Diesel talk on the moon as they watched the sun rise, and I'm like, that would have probably been like that was very very dope
That
for
just
that.
reminded me of Invincible at the end of the first season when him and
With him and
One Eye
Alien, one eye on
was
the
Yeah, him and
talking.
Alan.
Yeah,
yeah.
talking on the moon.
So yeah, that was dope. So that was dope. B the uh Robotnik redemption story. Are you buying?
Mm, I think because he realized how close he was with Agent Stone and he didn't want him to die, I feel like that was his redemption because he's like I want to rule over everybody. I don't want everybody to die because I think he realized that everybody died, he was going to be by himself. Technically, they would have both blew up in the machine, but he didn't want to be alone. I think that was more so his reason for doing everything. It's like I could tell you that I want to be alone because everybody rejected me, but I really want to be accepted. I want to be, it would have a friend or have a family. So I mean, in the end, I think he realized the errors and definitely wanted that redemption and wanted that don't look at me like I'm this bad person. Even though he still was bad, he was still evil, but he's like his last sign off was like, I'm still me, but you know.
Yeah, I ain't gonna, it got me. It got me. I ain't gonna even lie.
That's
Oh,
what you
look
was
at
crying
Jada.
at.
Yeah, it got me. Yeah, it got me. You got a couple of tears about your boy. I said, look, this is signing off because he had been doing the robot thing since like the first movie. So it was just seeing him doing. I hope they killed him though. That's
You
just me
don't think he's
personally.
dead?
I hope they did. I hope he's dead. Typically when you watch movies like this, if they don't show the body, they not. So I think they kind of leave it open for if they want to bring him back. I do think it's a nice send off, but I mean Eggman is a part of the Sonic lore, so I don't think they will. If they go deeper or go a little bit further, then I'm with that as well. So it'll be interesting to see what they do um
Yeah,
moving
at the end of
forward with
that,
it.
I definitely said to Dave, it'd be crazy if Shadow popped in real quick because he moved so fast, teleporting, grabbed him, and took him back to Earth.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can go. I don't know if he can go that far, but he definitely could have grabbed him and took him took
Well,
him
somewhere.
somewhere. That nigga could pop up from Earth to the Earth to the spaceship. Like this nigga is. I don't. Yeah, Sonic wouldn't have been able to get me if I could do all that. No, I would have killed Sonic on
He
the
would
goddamn Earth.
Sonic wouldn't have caught you slipping if that was you.
No, I would have punched through that man so quick. But of course, Knuckles and Tails, they never really gave up on Sonic. And I guess they understood his pain, which was a little bit different, which all of them are a family. But it is a little bit different seeing Tom, get knocked out. So they, and I feel like that was a very not heartbreaking, but compelling as well, with how they would, Tails went out there to try to do it, but he couldn't. And then you see Knuckles like, yeah, all right, it's me again. I'm the savior in this bitch. And he come through and save both of them. Jumping through one of them little rain portals. So yeah, I definitely appreciated that.
It was cute. That brotherhood or hedgehog hood.
I mean, it's
Hedgehog.
it's the hedgehog and the echidna and the fox, or Pikachu if you want to say that. I don't know.
Pika Pika. I was roasting his ass. You do like a Pokemon. He roasted his behind hard.
What did y'all? Okay, so every movie does have a dance scene as well, but this one was the Eggman
Loved it.
dance scene. You like that, Jazz?
That shit was so funny. Like,
Yeah.
one of my top funny moments because I was just like, they let Jim Carrey be Jim Carrey. I absolutely loved it. Like seeing him, because I haven't seen him in any projects recently outside of Sonic. It's just going back to his In Living Color days, like the funny Jim Carrey. So it was good to see him do his thing. I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah. I do think personally for me, I do think that's the weakest dance scene of the films.
This motherfucker.
Like,
you think it's weak?
Movies. It is.
You ain't like the humans. Is. Like what is your problem for real? Like what is your problem?
You don't even like humans, so what are we doing?
But I like the humans in this. You're not liking the humans. You're not liking the dance. B.
Because it was.
I like the dance. I like the dance scene. I thought it was like a good little duet. I liked it. I liked the movements. I liked how how the lights was beaming off of everything, and I liked all of that.
And on the button,
right?
So push that button.
Exactly. And clearly, Dave liked it too.
So, Jason, you on that boat alone?
It's fine. I can stay on. I would be on this island by myself. That's perfectly fine.
What a volleyball?
It's gonna become a TikTok.
It's gonna be what, a TikTok?
It's gonna become a TikTok.
I said it's not already a TikTok.
Man, see, I don't. But the other thing with that, what kind of pissed me off more than everything, is the fact when they put these suits on. Yes, the rays reflect off it, but it don't reflect off your head.
They can't have masks on.
They changed colors at one point. There was no logic.
I thought about that too. I'm like, so your hair's safe? Listen. Then I said, you know what? Let them have a good time.
The beams was aimed directly at the body,
just not the body.
And they were changing colors to synchronize with the dancing song that I don't even think the room could hear the song. Like,
right. That explains it. All of that explains it.
And they do.
The room said, "Oh, they dancing? All right, let's get in on it."
And I do like the soundtrack they have in these movies. They do have a pretty good soundtrack. I haven't I thought in Sonic 2 they had the Supersonic song, but they don't have. They need to use. Has that been used at least in the trailer? At least
in the trailers, yeah.
In the trailer, okay. I'm like that should be in the movie. Like I get the tricky. I'm like, damn, I want to hit the Supersonic in this motherfucker. But yeah, no.
They really need to have a Sonic restaurant pop up in this because that is the biggest missed opportunity in the world.
Which
one?
The Sonic restaurant, like where
they got the chili dogs and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, Sonic.
Yeah. What you thought about like a Sonic and Hedgehog?
Why? What you want to serve in there?
I mean, chili dogs. Eating chili dogs and Chaos Emerald French fries.
Right.
Have you had Sonics recently? If not, you just snitched on yourself. Go ahead and lie. But I wanted to mention one of the funniest things in this movie to me was Little Tom, the puppet.
Oh my God.
Because when Sonic and them came back, and she was like, I thought I told you to get rid of him. And he said, he told me I died in the theater. And I think I was the only person that laughed because nobody laughed with me because he was able to make that puppet talk so fast and respond so quickly. I said, damn, sis.
No, that was like a weird, crazy one-liner to have in front of your wife at that. Like in front of your wife as the puppet, just off the top of the dome. Like that was some wild shit. Like
I can see James Marsden just doing it, like just him ad-libbing as the doll. That was funny as hell. Funny as hell.
Do you remember he was also in Death at a Funeral with Zoe?
He was in Death at a Funeral.
He keep a black girl.
James Marsden. The one with Chris Rock.
Yo.
It's funny
though, about when he was so dang high off them pills.
Yes.
It's moving.
But it's what the funny thing is, like He's also a vampire. If we putting people in vampire lists, because I always forget this is the same motherfucker that was playing Cyclops in 2000. That was 25 years ago.
Yeah, he
that
still
man
looks
looks good.
Just a little
That nigga
tall.
look the same exact.
He keep a black woman. That's why he ain't aged.
He's
So
not, he's not tall. He's just you put him next to Sonic. Of course he looks tall.
Rub down with cocoa water every morning.
So wait, if Shamar Moore's a vampire, Morgan Freeman is
that nigga's not a vampire. That nigga's God. He was here first. Like him and God rock paper scissors for who was gonna be in the book. Like he lost that battle. That's the only thing he lost.
And if James Marsden is a vampire, right? And Pharrell's a vampire.
Yep.
Right? So we're not adding Elijah Wood to the vampire family though, right? Like he's still just a fairy.
Elijah Wood.
Are we adding fairies?
Oh. Elijah Wood is a fairy. He's not a vampire.
What does a fairy look like?
He's still shrill.
Elijah Wood. It's like Elijah Wood. I don't know. That nigga he do look weird. He was in that yellow jacket. So I'm like, look at this nigga, man.
He's looked the same since he was a little boy.
Do y'all remember him in Sin City?
Elijah Wood?
Elijah Wood was in Sin City. I'm telling you, how y'all describing him right now, he portrayed that in Sin City.
Oh my God.
Look him up. He was such a creep in that.
God. Wait.
He didn't.
All I know is that Elijah Wood
any lines.
was the same since he was a little boy. I watched an Elijah Wood movie when he was young and out there. That's the same.
Please watch Elijah Wood in Sin City. Great film. And he was hilarious.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I've never seen Sin City though. It's black and white, right?
Sin City is really good.
Yeah. That's why I didn't.
I think the blood is red.
I know. That's what it's like. You got stuff that's cut. Like stuff like that kind of fuck with my eyes, and I just didn't really. Back in the day,
he played a cannibal too.
Yeah, he was eating people out here.
Well, that's not the good eating, huh, Jazz?
Nah, not the no.
He went for the toes first.
Yo, I was screaming. Take the hand. Take the hand.
Jazz fighting up on her toes, man. That got to be funny as hell. How much can you leg press, Jazz?
Yo, we're not doing this on the first episode, Jason. Come on now. About like 2:30.
That's important to the Lord. I'm just trying to see if you get niggas up off you and whatnot. 2:30. I don't know. You got to get back in the gym, sis. We got to get. What? 2:30?
I am. I'm back.
Look at me. I'm talking about you, man. You know what? I've started. You know what? Because we coming into the close. Do you guys have any goals or resolutions that you would like to share for the new year that you guys are working on? You don't have to if you don't want to. It's just a question because Jazz she in the gym. I need to be in the gym. That's a goal of mine to get back in that mode. I have started an audiobook, which is funny. So I read a chapter or I listen to a chapter and then I listen to it again the next day before I start the next chapter and I write, notes and stuff like that. So the first time I just listen to it, the second time I'm kind of notating what I'm doing. But it's like a self-help book. So it's pretty good.
I thought you were saying like you're making an audiobook. I was about to say,
oh, you think I'm no.
There you go.
No,
take that audiobook.
So supportive.
I appreciate that though. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn nigga, what? Nah, not that. But did y'all have anything on the show? No?
We gotta get through this 30-day challenge first.
What's 30-day challenge?
No soda, drink a gallon of water. We're gonna try to do them 25 squats.
Oh shit! Yes, I'm doing that.
Jazzy doing that.
No, you and I. Stop playing.
Send that to me. Send that to me.
I'll send it to you because it's like you drink a gallon of water a day. Every time you go to the bathroom, you do 25 squats. You do 30-second plank in the morning and do you 1 minute plank.
I saw it on Instagram.
Right? Yeah, send it to me. I'd like to see that.
Yeah. Because it's one of the things to where I would say, because I've done it before, but I never finished. I think most I did was about 2.5 to 3 weeks. You're probably gonna go to the bathroom between 6 to 9 times a day. Times that by 25, and that's how many squats you probably gonna do a day.
Nah, I teach kids. I go to the bathroom less than that.
But Jason, I would say my goal. Oh, you ain't asked me.
I did. I said y'all.
Oh,
So
what
you got? Like, don't think you slick. You can't Scoochie slide out of this one, ma'am.
What?
I would say communicate better. That's a goal.
I like it.
And Jazz be leaving them on red all the time, so she got to communicate. Not going to respond, sir. Please.
And that's how narratives get made. That's how narratives get made. Jason, this is where you pivot. What are you doing?
I was trying to find a narrative. So
your head was loading and nothing was coming out. Like, yeah, don't make no narratives about me.
I was like, okay. But yeah, that's mine. That's mine. As well. Work on being more effectively communicative. I think that's how you can go with that. Better effective communication.
Just throwing words together. That's what you're doing. You ain't got no goal. All right, this guy. Was there any other scenes that y'all want to discuss for Sonic 3?
I mean, just the whole living
alone. A whole list here. Fuck you. What kind of shit is that? Here. I'm trying to do better. Hey, fuck Sonic, man. Get the Was it good? No, they should have died. No, I'm just playing. But yes, the reason we're here, was it good though? I'm gonna start with you, B.
I would say yeah, it was good. I liked it. Like I said, I liked the one, I kind of like the Easter egg that was in there. So yeah, it was good.
That's a good thing. Dave, was it good though?
Yeah, this was good. I thoroughly enjoyed this. The cinematic debut of Shadow the Hedgehog and how they drew so much from the games and how they just paid so much respect. These movies show that they respect the fans first, and from there they make excellent movies. Mid credit, post credit, great scenes. Yeah, it's very good.
Yes, was it good though?
I'm gonna say yes. I had a very good time with this one. I think this might be my favorite out of the trilogy.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy the best film out of the trilogy. And me, yes, definitely thought this was a great film. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Ready to see what comes up. We didn't speak about Amy. In the end, fighting the Metal Sonic. So I was always interested in seeing how she come, but then she came in this bitch hard. Like the one, I think like the other ones, it's always she's just super infatuated with Sonic, but in this motherfucker, she came in like just HBIC in here. So I would like to see that version of her to see what comes of her. So it'll be interesting to see. So I'm also for them doing like a TV show with her as opposed to like introducing her more into the movie. But I'm pretty sure they can do. You can do both in there. But you got some would you think those?
I do, but we forgot to ask one more question. If y'all had any video game that you would want adapted into a movie.
Yes, I forgot about that. Sorry.
You good? That's partners, man. We a team.
Appreciate you.
I know they've been working on God of War, but until it's actually materialized and I'm actually sitting there watching it, I'm gonna say it's God of War. But if we don't want to count that one, then I would say actual Pokemon, like not like Detective Pikachu, but like an actual straightforward Pokemon narrative. Like, hey, my name is Johnny Redfield, and I'm here to catch Pokemon and be a Pokemon master.
Do you want it? So, question: do you want it animated? Or do you want a live action?
I will take it live action just so it can be in continuity with Detective Pikachu, because we don't need to ignore Detective Pikachu. We need to continue to embrace it. So
Niggas don't like it. A lot of niggas didn't like the Detective Pikachu, but then the movie did well, so they're making a part 2.
yeah.
So I think the issue is Ryan Reynolds. He's gonna always be the issue. Like Ryan Reynolds is Pikachu.
It should have been
It's like
Danny
he's like Chris Pratt. Like I just don't understand.
As Pikachu?
Yeah, it should have been Danny DeVito as Pikachu.
Danny DeVito as Pikachu is kind of funny. It's kind of funny. He'll be on Abbott next week though, so you can check out that.
Can't wait for that.
Jazz, what about you? Wait, B. Let me ask B first. A video game that should be adapted to a movie or TV show.
Streets of Rage.
Hey, I thought that's not a movie. That's not a movie already. Or is it Double Dragon?
Double Dragon,
definitely Double Dragon.
Okay,
but Streets of Rage as like a 80s, 90s buddy cop type.
That's hard.
Film it as a side scroller, and you got all my money.
Yes, and if they walk sideways, that's even better.
Kind of like they did on X, like kind of did like Deadpool and Wolverine at the end.
Yeah,
made like a
just
video
like
game
that.
was
The entire movie is just side scrolling adventure.
I ain't gonna watch that. I'm not gonna watch that. I'm not gonna watch
that. If you film it the right way and you get the effects in there the right way, you can pull it. I think you can pull it off. Cool, it takes a good director.
Like some scenes, I'm with it, but you can't do the whole movie like that now. You gotta baby step me into that. Don't just give me that whole goddamn movie like that.
All right, so the first 15 minutes, they kind of just talking. They go to action scene, and the action just shifts perspective.
So it's like
live action.
Like you saying Max Payne?
I have. Oh God.
So wait, don't do that. Don't do that.
With Mark Wahlberg?
With Mark Wahlberg, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Dave's got one of them smile one and two smiles. I said Dave got one of them smiles like the entity.
You call that man a demon? That's crazy. That's crazy. He just watched part 2 too.
I did. That whole dance troop in the hallway like this.
Man, I was in the movie theater scared as hell when he started doing this shit.
I said, run.
The movie was seen. I said, run, bitch, run.
When you realize she's not getting out of there.
Y'all
check out our Smile review.
Y'all think they're gonna do a Smile parody in Scary Movie 6?
They have to.
The next
one.
I hope so.
They got to. It's like I don't know what all they're gonna do within that in Scary Movie 6, but it's gonna be interesting to see what movies they do parody. It's too much shit out there that's done happened since they've not been making them. So
they got a lot to go off of, man.
It's quite a bit. 6, 7, and 8.
It do.
Yeah. I mean, you give them enough time to write it. Go ahead and get the scripts.
Which movie? I just want.
They can push a movie out.
Right.
They can.
Just make sure Marlon stays away from the script as much
Kanan
as possible.
is back. Kanan is back.
Yeah, just let Marlon like that. Let my scene be like this. I'm cool with that, but don't let him write nothing. I seen Ghost House or whatever it was.
Oh, a haunted
mansion.
Yeah, whatever. No, it's 2 of them.
Oh, oof.
Whatever it is, we good.
The second one wasn't good. The first one was decent. I had a couple of laughs in the first one. The second one, not so much.
Yeah, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. I think he should just be an actor and let people write for him because I think he can act his ass off. Like him writing for himself, like, well,
you can't be great in everything, is what you're saying, Jason.
I mean,
it's understandable.
It's exactly. I can't wait to see what Jordan Peele pulls out of him when that comes out. That's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah. Do you have any games that you want adapted into shows?
I mean, I feel no. In all honesty, I think they already kind of hitting the stuff that I'm into.
Hmm.
So, like, if Super Smash Brothers happen, I would like to see that happen, like Sonic and Super Mario crossover. That'd be interesting to see. But I, oh, Grand Theft Auto. I would like to see Grand Theft Auto as a live action Grand Theft Auto.
You could just
It's
watch a thriller and
no, I want no, I want it to be Grand Theft Auto, so niggas could just pull up guns from nowhere. I just want it to be. It got to be like Grand Theft Auto 5 though, because I mean, in all honesty, it's just that there was just a lot of heist movies that they adapted into the into the game.
long as
But
somebody is screaming 20 points before they run somebody over. That
So
was
that's
not a
my
good joke.
question.
That was not a good joke.
Does a Grand Theft Auto movie play it forward, like straightforward, adapt one of the game stories, like kind of almost bar for bar,
it
something
doesn't.
like the
I
Sonic
don't.
and Master
So no.
of,
So no,
or
no,
is it a
no, no, no,
comedy?
don't do that. No, I want it to be. I want it to be an action thriller. Like I want it to be like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the way CJ was the person that just got out of jail, who get betrayed by his best friend, and we find out that Samuel Jackson was the real killer in this. Like we want that. I want that movie.
So Spiral. Spoiler alert. But nobody saw that trash.
So most of it.
Right.
Just as bad as Mr.
I didn't
Glass.
hate it, but it was definitely. Oh God, don't do that. You like Mr. Glass?
Yeah.
Ah, my heart.
I gotta watch that.
Dave's like you're disappointed. He's like, well, you did.
Right? He's like, you did it? No, I didn't.
Okay.
I'm gonna say mine is Zelda, Star Fox, and Turok.
I think Zelda's coming.
Mm.
Allegedly, Star Fox is, but I know for sure Zelda is getting one. I've never played that game though. I've never played Zelda though.
Really?
I tried, not for me.
It was.
Yeah,
I like a
ahead.
quest video game, and he was
So
on
you-
a good quest.
So you used to like Final Fantasy and stuff like that?
I never played Final Fantasy because I had a Nintendo 64. I think that was on PlayStation.
It was. Mm. You never had a PlayStation?
My siblings did, but they wouldn't let me play
Yeah, I
their
didn't.
games. Nah, it wasn't.
So you was funny, but you couldn't fight. I got it. So did we have some what you think those?
We did. I wasn't stealing people's shit, Jason.
stealing all they shit. But I was
I wasn't doing that. Like what? All right. So some about what did you think those? Zay is different. 10 out of 10. Definitely some lessons learned here, but wish Shadow had more screen time. Sacking for Prez. Some of the jokes had bad setups, but other than that, 10 out of 10. Watch again. 10 out of 10. Somebody said this is the best movie of 2024. The fight scene, only good thing. And they gave it a 3 out of 10. Dang. Yeah. Hold on. I got one more. I think Lisa left us one. Lisa said, it's a good time with the family. Jim Carrey stole the show, as always, and I am completely down for a fourth one, but I require Jim Carrey to return.
Quiet, man. Fuck Jim Carrey.
Sound like hate.
I think Sonic should take a chance without Jim Carrey. See how it goes. I mean, we've already brought him back from the dead once. I think at a certain point it would get tired. Seeing Jim Carrey constantly reprise the role. There are other versions of a Robotnik that he can play. I'm not too privy on those, but I definitely think like let's give Jim a little time, away from the franchise. See if Sonic can carry itself without Jim Carrey, because I was gonna have Jim to step into that Robotnik role, or not because something happened to him, but because he might get booked for a Grinch sequel. He might get booked for
A mass
another Dumb
sequel.
and Dumber sequel. He might get booked for an original movie. You know, anything could happen with his career where it could take away from the Sonic movies. You know, their budget may need to go to special effects and not necessarily him. So, you know, just let's try it, see if it works, make the best movie we can without Jim Carrey's antics. Hey, if it doesn't work, Sonic 5, we can bring Jim back. You know.
I can't see it not working, man. Because are the adults going to go see Jim Carrey?
Yes.
He makes me laugh, Jason. Ha 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 ha.
That was the main draw. That was the main draw for my. That was the main draw for my dad. Was like, oh, Jim Carrey's in that too. Oh, and Idris Elba. Oh, and Keanu Reeves. But it was really Jim Carrey does get a lot of the draw for a lot of adults and people who aren't into the Sonic franchise.
All right, last question. Sonic or Super Mario? Which one y'all picking, Jazz?
Why me first? I'm not the guest. Ask the guest.
I'm throwing with you. Pop this off.
Shit. I'm gonna say Sonic.
No. You no longer will be Peach, Dave.
She was giving out drugs.
I'm actually talking about the movie. You talking about the game, Jay? No, Jay, talking about the game.
I was talking about the movies.
Yeah, we talking about movie. We talking about the movie. We talking about the movie.
Okay, just had to make sure because it's Sonic.
What about you, Lee?
Are we talking? Okay, so if we going off of the Super Mario from the 90s, I would definitely say Super Mario. Not this new stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna still say it.
Oh my God. What is up?
Get zesty. Get zesty.
Did you like? Is it not, so you just like the 90s nostalgia type, or is it you really like you
cartoon version, the animated version of the Super Mario?
It's fair.
Okay, I'm with it. I'm rocking. So would you prefer to see like them as live action people?
Who?
Like if they did a Super Mario today, would you have much rather it had been live action than animated? Who would you have cast Mario and Luigi? I know that's spur of the moment, just type of question, but you picking the 90s version of it. I just didn't expect that. So
as Mario and Luigi?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I still think John Leguizamo would make a good Luigi. As old as he is.
That nigga short as hell though.
He was Luigi before.
I mean, he was, but like in the 90s, I feel like
he was taller than Bob Hoskins. He was taller than Bob Hoskins.
Okay, so you got John Leguizamo. Who was your Mario?
That's a tough one. I'll be honest with you. I don't know people's real names.
It could be Mark Wahlberg.
You need somebody more. You need somebody more rotund. Okay.
Oh, okay. You get
hey, look, I'll be the one to piss people off and do a race swap.
What are you doing, Luigi?
I would piss people off and do a race swap so fast.
Who would you get?
Listen, is Aldous Hodge gonna be in there somewhere? Shit, Aldous Hodge and Daniel from Insecure. Daniel from Insecure can be Mario, and Aldous Hodge can be Luigi.
Be Bowser. Who would be your Bowser?
Oh, my Bowser. I just immediately. Yes, I like that. I like that. We're gonna be Peach.
So what is this, like a hood drama now?
Whoa! This ain't
Is this the Wire version of the Mario Brothers or something? What is?
Ayo.
Then
you gotta get. If you're doing that, then we just gotta get Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors as Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then you can make Megan Good Peach.
No, I can't.
Nah.
That's some nasty work, man.
I was gonna say Tiana Paris.
No, no.
Yeah,
I'm not putting no.
No, she's not gonna be with them. She's gonna be with mine. No, she's Tiana Paris is gonna be with Aldous Hodge and Daniel from Insecure. She not gonna be with your cast members.
She's already with them. God damn it.
If I had the meme where it's like the smiley face, but you crying behind it, like I wish I was her. And I'm like,
You're sick. You're sick, man. But we do appreciate y'all for joining us on episode 135. Please let the people know where to find you, how to get to you, what you guys got going on, what you got going on in the future.
Yeah, so Brickwall Reviews, we're out here on YouTube, Instagram as well, where we do mini reviews. Then we're always posting on Twitter, our X as it's known as now, and then we're on a bunch of other sites. We're trying to figure out how to navigate. This month is really just a more relaxed month than usual, taking it back to the old days. We worked hard towards the end of last year. So really just taking it easy. We got a lot of reviews coming up this month. A couple for some anticipated films that I'm excited to watch. And February is going to be a pretty fun time for me personally, because I got one really good review planned at the end of that month. But we'll all talk about that soon. Best way to find us, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, follow us on Instagram, X, and yeah, that's it. That's all we got going on, right? Oh, and the Life's Brickwall Podcast is coming back.
You forgot.
The B was looking like, nigga, don't shoot fuck up, nigga.
Is coming back. So we're back outside, guys. We're back outside.
Hey, we outside. I'm I'll let y'all have it. But I appreciate y'all for coming on. Last week, episode 134. We did our 2024 recap. Of course, we talked about all our movie, TV shows, guests that we had last year, which of course Dave is a part of our. You were part of a few of our episodes.
Yeah.
But of course, Book of Clarence was the one we first had you, brought you on. So definitely appreciate you for that, because that was one of my favorite underrated films of last year. Of course, next week we going into the vampire realm. We're doing Nosferatu by Robert Eggers. So I think that'll be interesting. We got a couple of, one newcomer coming to the pod, one old comer who's always
don't sound so excited.
Who's trying to run the podcast. We bringing them pistols out this week. So that ain't happening.
Wilson at the nursing home.
Choosing violence.
Yeah. But per usual, man, Happy New Year. Thanks everybody that's listening. Continue listening, the new followers. Again, you can find us on all social media platforms. If it's your first time listening, that's X, Twitter, Instagram, Threads. TikTok. Just find us. Look at TikTok. Yep, on YouTube. Look us up, find us. We always doing something. I think we got a lot of things that'll be happening this year. Let's switch up, change up, just making sure we stay on our toes, but also push that content out for our people. Jazz, did you have anything?
I just want to say Happy New Year. Dave B, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Me. And y'all subscribe all to Jason's Only Toes. This is the Was It Good Though podcast. I am Jazz.
I'm only host. I don't know. I don't know.